Speedrunners will run anything. They'll speedrun a burrito, speedrun pencils, and some are even speedrunning Mario's nipples. It seems like if there's anything to complete, speedrunners will try and do it as fast as possible. So how about Splatoon speedrunning? You might not think there could be many weird official speedruns for it, and you'd be right. The majority of the speedruns for the Splatoon series on speedrun.com are normal, except for the Death Quinfecta. In this speedrun, you have to die in every Splatoon game and DLC as fast as possible. For a normal player, this would be rather trivial. Just go to the first level and jump off the map. Do that 5 times and you've done your speedrun. But the reality is not that simple. There's only ever been one completed run of the Death Quinfecta, a 4:11 in game time by Nagat. So in this video, I'll explain all the strategies they use for each game and show you why this speedrun is one of the most frustrating and difficult challenges in the Splatoon series. Starting with Splatoon 1, we need to find a way to die in the tutorial before going to the full game. This will be necessary in other Splatoon games because Splatoon often likes to have long unskippable cutscenes at the beginning of the game just to waste time. But where in the Splatoon 1 tutorial could we possibly die? There's enemy ink, but we can't die from that. There aren't any Octarians to shoot at us, and there don't seem to be any ledges to jump off. This place really does seem like a nice enclosed area. However, there is one spot that the devs overlooked. This ledge. These borders are here to stop you from climbing up the wall in squid form, but it just so happens to be in the right spot for us to make this jump onto it. From here, we can just paint the wall, swim up, and jump into the void. It's very obvious that the devs didn't want us to die in the tutorial since it respawns us at the very beginning, but a death is a death. This jump looks easy, but take it from someone who has tried to do this jump, it is very difficult. You have to remember that in the tutorial, you can't change your sensitivity, and for someone like me who likes to play at a higher sense, trying to do a precise jump like this feels like I have to snap my wrist in half. Nintendo definitely learned from their mistake last game, and now it's impossible to die in the tutorial. There's no ledges, no platforms, and no holes. It seems like there's no way to die in the tutorial, and we'd have to waste minutes sitting through cutscenes to get to the story mode to finally die. But what if you could die in the tutorial? You see these wooden crates? If you try to make them fall on you, then you quickly find out that it just doesn't work. But if you paint the ground underneath the crate like this, and then try and get under the crate, then now it works. Don't ask me why it works, it just does. Now that we're inside the crate, you can simply break it down and swim into the wall and we fall into the void. Like Splatoon 1, the game doesn't intend for us to die in the tutorial, but hey, we take those. The past 2 games have found ways to die unintentionally in the tutorial. Octo Expansion is not so lucky. All we can do for now is get the first key and jump off the station platform. Splatoon 3 is the weirdest game in the speedrun because in the rules it says that the timer starts after entering the story mode. Other games have you start the timer after making your character, so why make this rule for this game in particular? Well, that's because there are 2 ways of dying without entering the story mode, and both of them suck. The first method is in the tutorial. Sometimes when you try and leave, the game just says no. You can go past the cutscene trigger and die in the void. No one knows why this works, and nobody knows how to recreate it consistently. If this trick was allowed in the speedrun, then it wouldn't be fun anymore. Just hours of speedrunners banging their heads against a wall hoping the trick works. The second method is through Splatfest. That's right, Splatfest. Inkopolis goes through construction a few days before a Splatfest, and during the construction, this pillar gets added. By doing some silly movements around this pillar, you can clip out of bounds and die. This would be fast, but having a trick only being available for a few days every month would be agonizing for speedrunners. So for those reasons, Splatoon 3 only lets you die in the story mode itself. That makes the death percent kind of underwhelming. Just walk up and die to this goop. Now we come to the final game in the speedrun, Side Order. Luckily for us, we don't have to jump over walls, clip into boxes, jump into train tracks, or die by goop. Simply start up the game, go to the lobby, and jump in the water. And just like that, you can die in every Splatoon game in just under 5 minutes. Hopefully this video inspires a few of you to start speedrunning this category. Our good friend Nagat is pretty lonely at the top of the summit. Thank you all for watching. If you want more Splatoon speedrunning content like this, subscribing is the best way to let me know, and it notifies you when I upload the next video. In the meantime, if you want to see how speedrunners beat Splatoon 3 in under 1 hour, then click this video right here.